Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. A question I often get, and this is usually from folks that have processed cases in other countries, and then they are looking to process here in Thailand, for example. This is U.S. immigration, so they'd be processing through the U.S. Embassy here in Bangkok or possibly U.S. Consulate in Chiang Mai, depending on the visa they're trying to obtain. But a lot of people, when I talk to folks, especially third country nationals here, or I'll be talking in the context of a different embassy, for example, processing in the Philippines or Singapore or Vietnam. And people seem to think that all embassies are sort of alike, that they do everything the same. Nothing could be further from the truth. Different embassies have very different ways of doing things. They also, in my opinion, have a very different paradigm with respect to how they process. And I definitely think some of this is colored by the underlying relationship between the host country and the embassy. If it's a tense relationship, I think that, I don't think anybody shows any preferences or anything, but I think it can have an impact on sort of the overall paradigm as to how things process. This is especially the case in places that are deemed what some call a high fraud post, where incidences of fraud are quite frequent compared to other jurisdictions. Thailand's not really considered to be a high fraud post, but there are other places in the region, places like Cambodia and Vietnam, for example, which some would argue are these sort of high fraud posts. And for, scrutiny is a lot higher on things. It's oftentimes takes a little bit longer to process things through posts like this. Again, it's case specific, and it's really difficult to stereotype any, or to make broad statements, I should say, about any one embassy, because things ebb and flow and change over time. And I don't think anybody's trying to operate in bad faith. It's simply a matter that different places do things a little bit differently. And for this reason, those who have even been through the immigration process before, dealt with getting a visa before in one location, it's not really prudent to presume that another embassy is going to operate in exactly the same way.